FMC Chairman Mr. Ramesh Abhishek joining us. Mr. Abhishek, many thanks for joining us. While I believe that there is a sense of relief on account of this payment, but the fact of the matter is that the problem has not been addressed and essentially they have defaulted for a second time, is it not?
Yes, they have. Actually, in the normal payout process, only about 12 crores have been are going to be paid out today. So, yes, they have defaulted again.
Mr. Abhishek, were you given any information by Jignesh Shah or by the NSEL that this was going to be the plan that they would put in action? Because this is not what was decided between you, them and the investor forum, I'm given to understand.
See, this, we understand that this loan has been given by FTIL to NSEL for paying some people. It's outside our settlement plan. And because our plan was to do the pro rata payouts, and so this payment seems to have been done outside the escrow account and not as per our supervision.
So you have no way of getting involved in this issue. You're saying that this does not come under your jurisdiction because it was not part of the proposed plan that had been agreed upon. So you can take no action on this particular plan.
No, this see, as per the agreed settlement plan which is being supervised by us, only 12 crores are being paid out today, roughly 12 crores. And this has been done by NSEL outside the plan with some loan from FTIL, it seems.
But Mr. Abhishek, what is going to be your course of action? You gave them a warning after they defaulted the first time. They've defaulted with a second time. What is going to be your course of action from here on, sir? There's been 2 consecutive defaults. It doesn't matter what they've decided to do outside of the payment plan that had been approved by you.
See, now that there is a special team and working groups framed by Ministry of Finance, and it is going to meet soon, and then we'll take a view on that.
So you're saying that you are going to take no further action as of today, even though the NSEL is defaulted for the second time. You will now wait for the 2 committees that have been set up by the government to take a call on what they intend to do with the NSEL.
See, this committee and this special team and working groups have been formed very recently, and I'm sure they're going to meet soon in a day or 2, and then we'll take a call on that.
But Mr. Abhishek, you are the current regulator, sir, and they have defaulted for the second time consecutively. So as the regulator, do you not intend taking any action?
See, we are not the regulator for the spot exchange, as you know. And so far as we are regulating the future exchanges, we are not regulating spot exchanges.
Yes, but you were asked to by the government, by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, to take charge of the situation.
See, as if you see the notification of 6th August issued by the ministry, we are supposed to supervise the settlement process. Now, settlement process supervision has specific components that we see whether exchange is following its bylaws for pay-in and payouts.
But it isn't, and it hasn't for the second straight time, Mr. Abhishek.
That's correct. So that is why we have a specific team now in the Ministry of Finance with all the members from the relevant organizations looking into it, and what action is to be taken is to be decided there now.
Mr. Abhishek, this is Ajit here. What kind of action will you be taking on the fit and proper issue? Because even though you are saying that the settlement which they are doing, or the secondary settlement which they are doing, is outside the purview of FMC. What is inside the purview of FMC is the second payout obligation, where they have only paid 12.6 crores, and which means that they have defaulted on the second payout obligation. Will now the FMC come in and put a fit and proper test on the directors and promoters of NSEL?
See, this issue of fit and proper doesn't concern only the commodity futures market. It concerns other markets also, where there are many exchanges with the same promoter. I think with this new special team being formed and the working groups being formed in the Ministry of Finance, I think we'll take a view on that, and it has to be a uniform and coordinated view, I guess.
Mr. Abhishek, this is Varinder. I have a very simple question. Investors are asking for money. There are only 3 ways the money can come back. Either it could be via the FT group, or either the Millers Association pays back. Have you got a chance in the last 1 month to look at the stocks in the warehouse by yourself or any agency? Have you noted it down that out of that 6,200 crores what they mentioned earlier on the first day, how much stocks are there in the warehouse which could be paid back? Because in the last 2 weekly settlements, there is nothing actually which has come back to the investors via that warehouse on what everyone was relying on?
Yes, as you know, this is the part of the settlement process. We had asked them to auction the goods in the custody of their warehouses. I mean, they have not done that yet. So we are waiting for compliance. They seem to have filed some cases now in the EOW, and they have informed us about that. We are examining all these documents and information, and then we will be going to the special team formed by the ministry and making these reports, and the view will be taken there after proper examination.
So, Mr. Abhishek, just before we wrap up, my final question to you. You're essentially saying that despite the fact that the NSEL has defaulted on its payment obligations as per your supervision and as per what was agreed with the FMC, you will take no action against the NSEL. It will now depend on what the two committees set up by the government of India that will decide the future course of action, but you, the FMC, will not take any action against the NSEL for defaulting the second time around.
So see, let me repeat. See, the issue of fit and proper doesn't confine to simply the futures market in commodities. They also have other exchanges in other markets. They have in stock market, they have in electricity market. So a view has to be taken uniformly. So this team has been formed to coordinate actions. So we will do that soon.
Mr. Ramesh, does it mean that that for the next 15 days, that's the time frame which the finance minister mentioned, that the committee will come out with a report on the entire NSEL issue, the exchange will continue to default for the next 2 weeks also?
What is going to happen in the next 2 weeks by the exchange, that I cannot predict. But a specific now team has been formed for this purpose. It's a multi-agency team, a pretty high-powered team too. I think that the team will be doing its work in the next few days, so we'll wait for that.
But Mr. Abhishek, it seems fairly certain that they will default, because if you look at what has come in, it's only 12 crore rupees. The 177 is come in from FT. By all accounts, and you yourself commented on that on our channel, there doesn't seem to be the corresponding stock in the warehouses. So, you know, the question is, what happens from here on? And that continues to be open-ended because we haven't got any answers. And as the FMC, no action has been taken on that front.
See, what action we have taken is already in public domain. And so far as the supervising settlement is concerned, because of all these concerns that you are mentioning on warehouses and other problems, that's why this high-power special team has been formed with very components and membership from very important organizations. I think that is why the government has taken this action.
All right, Mr. Abhishek, we will leave it there. Appreciate you joining us. That's Ramesh Abhishek, the chairman of the FMC, saying essentially that though the NSEL has defaulted for the second consecutive time, there's not going to be anything that the FMC can or will do. It will now be incumbent on the two committees that have been set up by the government of India that the finance minister spoke about this morning. We anticipate those reports to come in over the next 15 days, and on that basis, perhaps the future course of action will be decided. But the